Welcome, Tiger fans, to today's baseball game between your Taft Tigers and the visiting Clatskanie Tigers. It's another Tigers versus Tigers showdown here in the Coastal Range League, although if you go to osaa.org, you'll find they're listed under Special District 2. That's because of the addition of the Catlin Gable Eagles. We're in third place right now in Special District 2. Taft is in second place with 4-2 record on the season. The Warrenton Warriors all alone at 4-0. Tomorrow, Warrenton is going to be hosting the Rainier Columbians for a doubleheader. And one advantage for the Taft Tigers is they've gotten all their games in. Unfortunately for Taft, it means they've gotten all their games in here at home. Today is Senior Day. 3 seniors were recognized earlier today. It's also SAT Day for the visiting Clatskanie Tigers. 7 of their players, the juniors, it was the last day to take SATs. So fortunately for Coach Ryan Tompkins and the rest of Clatskanie, they were able to get on down here. Today's matchup between the boys, not as highly anticipated as the girls. It is a 1 versus 6 showdown for the Lady Tigers. Today taking on the state champion, the girls basketball Clatskanie Tigers, as they're led by a very talented sophomore class. Of course, the Lady Tigers, very talented pitcher-catcher combo between Coulter and Danaker, as they hope to get a very big league win today. And then on Friday, as we head out to Rainier for the first road games of the season. For the girls, that's also going to be another top 5 showdown against currently ranked number 5 Rainier. So a lot of tough baseball for the Lady Tigers, as they've got the number 1 team and the number 5 team. Currently, though, the Lady Tigers are ranked first in league with the most wins, though, as we said, with some of those opponents very difficult coming up. Now, for the Tiger standings in league so far, it's going to be, as we said, Warrenton at top, followed by Taft Tigers, Catlin Gable at 3-3. Rainier is 1-2. Clatskanie is 2-2, actually. And then as they come in with a 4-8 record on the season, then Willamina is 0-5 on the year. When we take a look at the coaches' top 10, very similar to the OSAA top 10 rankings. For Taft, they end up in the same spot, ranked 8th, as Brookings Harbor ranked number 1 in both polls. And the coaches' poll goes Pleasant Hill, Lapine, and Santiam Christian. All 3 of those teams, ranked 2 through 4, are in Special District number 3. Very talented league. Harrisburg and Cresswell are like, are you kidding me? We got to play these squads. Then it goes to the Eastern Oregon schools. Aragon and Joseph ranked 6th and 7th. Those kind of switch. Out there in the Eastern Oregon League, Vail right now is ranked 11th. They are at the top of the league. And for Taft, it's important that either Aragon or Joseph, because they are highly ranked, wins that league just for seeding purposes as far as playoffs go, because as we said, for the Tigers, this is the final home game of the season unless they qualify either by winning the league outright, which is certainly possible at this point in time. They're just 2 games behind, with a game against Warrenton coming up next Tuesday. For Tigers fans, of course, you got to get each opponent 1 game at a time. Clatskanie is a team that the Tigers faced in the first round of the state playoffs last year. A game they were victorious. They scored 9 runs in that game off 8 hits. They had 6 runners left on base with only 1 error in that game for the Tigers. It was 3 errors for the Clatskanie Tigers with 2 wild pitches. It was a 9-2 win for Taft. Clatskanie had 5 hits with 8 left on base as Taft got up in that one. But for Clatskanie, one of the talented players that'll be out this game will be James Hellman, as players come out for the playing of the national anthem right now here between these 2 squads, as we will take a 60-second break and be back with first pitch here between Tigers and Tigers on AM 1400 KBCH. Welcome back on AM 1400 KBCH as National Anthem finishes playing here at the pit in Lincoln City. We've got overcast skies today. Looks like a little bit of mist has started to touch down, but if there is, it's not going to be much of anything, as the forecast is not expected to be an issue today for this game. And with the long trip that Clatskanie has made, I do not foresee them wanting to say try and call this game unless we get lightning at this point. As far as wind, got a bit of wind out in center field, moving around, a little bit of variable wind, mostly heading out towards center field, at times shifting towards left and right, but not a lot is going to help a batter hit one out of this park unless they've already got home run strength. That's the level of wind we've got here at the pit in Lincoln City. As we take a look at the lineup here for the visiting Clatskanie Tigers, it'll be their pitcher, Luke Roth, the senior, leading things off, followed by the first baseman, Dawson Evenson. And it'll be the backstop, Cade Warren. He was an all-state selection behind the plate last season. This league is full of very talented catchers. Foster Evenson will be out in center field. Jack Booth will be manning the hot corner at third. The freshman, Andre Combs, be the shortstop. In left field, it'll be Chase Baker. In right field, Noah Patterson. And at second base today, the junior, Sam Shockley. Defensively for the Tigers, it's Eli DeMello on the mound as he's throwing to the freshman, Caden Heinman, with senior Blaze Kimbrough at first base. At second base, it's Ethan Thomas with Fico Ramos at third. Senior Cody Knott at shortstop. In left field, sophomore Darius Smith. Senior center fielder Tyee Fisher, and junior right fielder Trenton Fisher. As Taft, as we mentioned, comes in an 8-8 record, 4-2 overall on the season, as all of their losses at the 3A level to this point in the season have come to teams ranked within the top 5. They have one loss to the number 1 team, Brookings, one loss to the number 2 team, Lapine Hawks, 2 losses to the number 5 team, Santiam Christian Eagles, and 2 losses to number 4, Warrenton Warriors. As Pleasant Hill could be a possibility in the playoffs as Tigers, if they are outside the top 3 at-large teams, then they're going to have to go on the road. Of course, still a lot of league season left to play. They could end up winning the league at this point, though 2 losses behind Warrenton. So Eli here getting the start today, as he's been kind of the Tuesday starter so far on the year for the Tigers, going up against senior Luke Roth. So righty versus righty to start. That pitch is inside to Roth for ball 1. On deck is first baseman Dawson Evenson. So Eli from the windup here on senior day. And that one in the turf, ball 2. So for the Tigers, against the Tigers, for Taft, having to adjust to a little bit of a late start. For Clatskanie, having to adjust perhaps to not having a whole lot of time to warm up, as that pitch misses in the turf outside. Ball 3. So Roth in 3-0 count probably has the hold signal. And doesn't need to hold, as that one's in the turf for a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Dawson Evenson now. So runner on first. Nobody down, top of the first. On deck, Cade Warren. So Dawson Evenson, junior, a left-hander, steps in. Eli moves to the stretch. Here's first pitch. And that one finds its mark good. Strike 1 to Evenson. His older brother Foster will be playing center field and batting in the cleanup spot. As Clatskanie won the league in basketball, they made it to Coos Bay. As Luke Roth takes off, that one's fouled off for strike 2. Roth will head back to first base, try it over again, as they brought the white jerseys down today. Of course, with everything they had to go through, probably not too worried about that. Just glad to get the game in, as these are not short distances for some of these road games. Here's the 0-2, and just misses outside as Caden tries to frame the pitch. 1-2. So Roth on at first base after a walk. Eli looking to keep him there here. See if he can get Evenson out at the plate. A 1-2. And again, just misses outside. Ball 2 for Eli. So 2-2 count for Evenson at the plate. As Roth takes the lead. Not a big one with Blaze at first. He takes off. He gets him swinging. The throw from Caden to Cody is not going to be in time, but he came off the bag. The throw out is good. So Caden threw a strike. It might have been a little bit late, but Luke Roth was caught stealing. So a throw him out, or a strike him out, and then a throw him out. Double play for the Tigers will bring Cade Warren to the plate now with 2 down here in the top of the first. So Warren, the right-hander. First pitch swinging from Eli. As last year in the series, Cade Warren went 0 for 3 in the first-round playoff game. Jack Stemple, first-team All-State pitcher, was on the hill for the Tigers in that start. The 0-1 swinging again. He's now down 0-2. So after the 4-pitch walk, Eli definitely has been more crisp. Back-to-back 0-2 counts. On deck is center fielder Foster Evenson. So Eli from the stretch. And check swing, rings him up, looking inside. 2 strikeouts for Eli DeMello, and we go into the bottom of the first in a 0-0 ball game. Coming back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. You're listening AM 1400 KBCH. I'm getting excited thinking about that Trailblazers Oklahoma City Thunder game coming up later after this game, as hopefully it'll still be in pregame, as we'll have coverage for you with Brian Wheeler on the call here on AM 1400 KBCH. Your home not just for Taft Tigers sports, but Portland Trailblazers playoff basketball. So it's going to be the senior Luke Roth on the mound. And here taking his warm-up pitches, notice he's got a few different arm angles. He's used a bit of submarine action at times as well as over the top. We'll see how that works out for him, as one of the areas where Clatskanie early in the season has not excelled is in runs allowed. Only Willamina in their games has allowed more on the year. Tigers have allowed the 3rd most. Also played the most games, and as we mentioned, they've got 6 games against 4 teams in the top 5 of the standings. So they've been battle-tested, but for the Tigers, for the Taft Tigers, they want to get off to a good start against Clatskanie today. So it'll be junior Trenton Fisher, the right fielder, followed by Eli DeMello. So Roth throwing to Cade Warren with Dawson Evenson at first base, Sam Shockley at second, Jack Booth at third, as first pitch strike looking to Trenton Fisher. Freshman Andre Combs will be the shortstop with Chase Baker in left field, Foster Evenson in center, and Noah Patterson in right. So Roth got caught stealing in the first inning after getting on via a walk. He starts off when Trenton Fisher swinging. That one foul. Looked like it went off the foot. So 0-2 for Trenton. He's hitting .368 on the season in league play, which matches up with his season average of .353. Of course, the league numbers are what will get used for all league selections as Roth goes to the submarine motion, and that pitch is outside for a ball. So when Roth goes to that submarine action, that's going to be a key for him, is making sure he can keep it in the zone. The 1-2 from the stretch goes back to the sub, and it misses outside. So after getting ahead 0-2, he changes it up, and now he's 2-2 to Trenton. Leads the team on the year. He's got 13 free passes issued, 11 walks, 2 hit by pitch. This one down the middle, curveball. Trenton sits on it, takes it to right field. Will it stay fair? And it's 2 feet foul on the little bloop single, or bloop foul that was almost a single. So it remains a 2-2 count for Little Fish at the plate as Eli picks up his bat and hands it to him. He's also got a spare baseball there as our field ump and plate ump get things underway here out of the Mid-Valley Baseball Officials Association. So 2-2 for Roth from the stretch to Trenton Fisher. Goes down the middle, and he takes it to right field again. Another bloop, and this one hits the fence as Dawson Evenson tried chasing it, and it hit off the upper fence. Evenson is a tall one down at first base. So I throw a fresh baseball to Roth as that one might be done so. As my brother was watching the YouTube video and he saw Cody Knott crush a double in the second game against Catlin Gable, my brother goes, throw that baseball away, man. How is that pitcher using that one again? Here's the 2-2. It's low in the dirt and scooped up by Cade Warren. So a full count for Trenton Fisher. And as the leadoff man, that's one of the things coaches and players have often said for the leadoff man. Get to a full count, and that way you've made the pitcher show what he's got for the rest of your lineup. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung, hit back up the middle, off the mound. Andre Combs, the two-hopper, comes across the bag. His throw is high. Evenson keeps his foot on the bag for the 6-3 ground out. The benefit of having a tall one there at first base. So Eli DeMello now will come to the plate with one down here in the bottom of the first inning. In league play, Eli's hitting .368 on the year. He's hitting .385. So Roth showing some comfort from the stretch. There's a submarine. Eli drops a bunt foul down the third base line. 0-1. As Eli has got good speed on the base pass. He is a willing drag bunt participant. They'll make you play the whole field. As Jack Booth is the third baseman that have to come forward. Here's the 0-1. Swinging, hits it past Jack Booth as Eli looks into the outfield, and he will stay at first base after rounding the corner for the first hit of the ball game for the junior DeMello. And that is his 8th hit of the season in league play, tying him with the man at the plate now, Cody Knott. As Cody, who we mentioned a moment ago, he crushed a double that scored Trenton and Eli in the second game of their doubleheader on Friday. So Eli takes a lead with Roth, as we said, thrown from the stretch. Here's the check throw, catch by Evenson, no tag applied as Eli safe. So righty versus righty at the plate. As Cody on senior night, that'd be a great story for him. Eli takes off. Warren, here's the throw. It's high. It's a good play there by Sam Shockley backing up. Stolen base for DeMello as the pitch misses at the plate. 1-0 count for Cody. So Eli, stolen base number 3 on the season in league play. Roth looks at him. Here's the play at the plate, and the pitch is low and away. Ball 2 to Cody. As he's got 3 walks in league play. He's hitting .471 in league. As he's got 8 hits, 8 runs, 9 runs batted in with 6 stolen bases. Leads the team in all 4 of those categories in league play. And for the Tigers, they get themselves back into it as we see 2 former first-team All-State players last year, Caleb King and Josh Salisbury, coming down to the pit. Check this game out between last year's first-round opponent. Curveball from Roth misses outside. 3-0 count to Cody at the plate. As, well, Coach Hilgers, Do you give your senior a green light with a 3-0 count here on senior night? I would. Has a little bit of wind heading out of center field. Here's the pitch inside, ball 4 for Cody, so he takes off to first base, and it brings up one of the other 3 seniors, Tyee Fisher, with senior number 3 on deck, Blaze Kimbrough. So the big unit with 2 on and 1 down, hitting .333 on the season in league play. All league selection last year in the outfield for the Tigers. As Roth, he's going to get Eli into a pickle, and they're going to say it was a balk from Roth. So Eli didn't get into a pickle so much as he caught Roth cheating there on the mound a little bit. So a balk is issued, and that allows Cody to also move up to second base as well. It's not just Eli that gets to move up 90 feet. So now runners in scoring position on second and third for Tyee with a 0-0 count at the plate, bottom 1, as Coach Tompkins came out briefly, I think more or less to speak with a word of wisdom to his defense, more than any discussion with Roth on the hill. First pitch to Tyee misses outside. 1-0 count. Tyee with 4 walks in league play. Has scored 7 runs. Has been managing to get on base and come around to score. Tigers love to see him come around to score here, as curveball misses inside. Ball 2 from Roth, who's definitely throwing a lot of pitches from a lot of different arm angles. He's having comfort from the stretch right now. There's some room out in right field. That pitch misses away, ball 3. As Patterson, he's had a few drop on the line, foul. He's not worried about the Tigers taking him opposite field, as they're playing pretty straight up in the outfield right now. So brief pause from catcher Cade Warren as he heads out to talk with his pitcher with a 3-0 count. For Tyee Fisher, on deck Blaze Kimbrough. The 3-0. And it nicks the outside corner for strike 1. So 3-1 count now for Tyee, who give him the hold with the 3-0 count. Now here 3-1, swing away, green light. Here's the pitch, and swinging through for strike 2. So 1 down for the Tigers. Tyee looking to put something in the outfield grass. Get the Tigers on top against the Tigers here first against Clatskanie. The 3-2 inside. Curveball misses for second walk of the inning by Luke Roth. Will bring Blaze Kimbrough to the plate, and there's no place to put Blaze as far as walks go. So young man with 4 RBIs in league play. It's been one of the areas where Blaze, despite the batting average, has excelled. He's got 11 runs batted in on the season. Base is full. First pitch, swing and chops it foul. So Blaze had good numbers on the hill in the second game. He leads the Tigers pitching on the season with ERA, with a 1.35 ERA on the season. The Southpaw's been dominant right now, though, looking to do it with the bat as that pitch misses outside. 1-1 count for Just Blaze, whose dad Jeff runs the scoreboard for all these games. And Tiger fans hoping this is not the final game of the season at Pitt, as they want to qualify for the state playoffs and host a game. 1-1 is hit to Shockley at second, and he's unable to make the play. That scores Eli. Cody with speed comes around to score from second, and so an E4 gets Blaze on first base, and it brings 2 runs across for the Tigers. Tyee Fisher ends up at third, and Taft is on top of Clatskanie. 2-0 here with left fielder Darius Smith at the plate now. We have seen Blaze take off and steal bases in league play. Not sure if he'll test the arm of All-State catcher Cade Warren after we saw Eli do it, but Eli had a stolen base in last year's game, so Darius It's hitting .438 in league play, and he hits that one into left field to score Tyee and continue the stellar play at the plate for Zero, who's got an RBI single. And it's the second hit of the inning for the Tigers. That one scores Tyee Fisher, and it's Taft 3, Clatskanie 0 for sophomore third baseman Fico Ramos. And Fico has also been having a great season at the plate, hitting .385 in league play. As that first pitch from Roth is low. So Darius at first with Blaze at second. So Blaze got to hustle on the base passes with the speed of Darius if Fico puts something in the outfield. A submarine throw is hit into right center field by Fico. Blaze is going to round first. Darius heads to third, and he's going to hold up at third as the relay throw comes in to the infield to Foster Evenson. But it's back-to-back RBI singles from the sophomores, first from Darius, and that time from Fico. So Blaze Kimbrough comes across to score for the fourth run for the Tigers. It'll bring the sophomore catcher, Caden Hyman, to the plate with Taft leading 4-0 here. Bottom of the first, Coach Tompkins is going to come out and speak with his pitcher, Luke Roth, as they had a game yesterday against Willamina that they won 14-4 to get their second league win of the season. One player, I believe it is Dawson Evenson, the first baseman, who he does have a big game, and today is his first day back. So Roth will continue on the mound. With just one out here, it's Tigers. They've collected back-to-back hits. They have 3 singles here in the bottom of the first, along with 2 walks. As they've driven in 4 runs with their last 3 hitters. Right now, it's the freshman Caden Hyman with runners on the corners, and he goes over the head of Jack Booth at third base, and Darius scores. It gets through the hands of Chase Baker. Here's the throw to Fico at third. He's safe, and it allows Caden to move up to second base. So 3 RBI singles in a row for the Tigers, and they are putting on a hitting clinic. They've been hitting .340 in league play. They came into the game with 50 hits in league play. They've already got 4 singles here as the number 9 batter, second baseman Ethan Thomas, comes to the plate now with a 5-0 lead, and he's looking for another base hit. It's into left field. This will be caught by Baker for out number 2. Here's the tag from Fico. Throw to the plate, not in time, so it'll be a sac fly. RBI for Ethan Thomas, F7 with 2 down now, as Fico comes round for the 6th run of the game for the Tigers. As it'll be a little fish, Trenton Fisher, the right fielder, once again for the 2nd time this inning. As Braden Kerr, courtesy running for Caden at second base. That pitch misses outside for a ball. With Taft up 6-0, we're looking at an early game here today if this continues. And they've been hitting well. Hopefully they can take this kind of hitting on the road. As we said, it's going to be all road games from here on out in league play. That pitch is inside. Too far inside. It hits Trenton and gives him a free pass to first base. His 14th free pass of the season. We'll bring up Eli DeMello for the 2nd time. He had the first hit of the inning. Then had a stolen base, advanced to third on a block, and would come around on a Blaze Kimbrough E4 hit. That first pitch is outside, ball 1 to Eli. So Eli, who is the pitcher of record, Tigers have had a problem of letting their opponent score first here at the pit. Not the problem here today with 6 runs in the bottom of the first. And back-to-back pitches that head off the batter, and the bases are now full for Cody Knott. And I think this may be the end for Luke Roth today here. So it does appear to be the end of the day for Luke Roth. I believe Jack Booth, the simple third base for pitcher, We will take a 60-second break during this pitching change here on your Taft Tigers radio network. Well, for the Tigers, visiting Tigers, it's been a rough start for Clatskanie as Luke Roth unable to get anything past the Tigers batters as they had 4 hits off the senior starter as they batted in 6 runs so far. And then when he lost control of the last 2 batters, plunking Trenton and Eli, that was enough. So it'll be another right-hander. It'll be junior Jack Booth, who was the third baseman, so a simple swap of third baseman to pitcher and pitcher to third base for Coach Tompkins as Jack Booth takes his warm-up pitches right now. So it'll be Cody Knott with the bases loaded for the second time today. He drew a walk. He would advance to second on a walk, and then he would come around to score on Blaze Kimbrough's hit up the middle. That was an error on the second baseman, Sam Shockley, unable to make the play, went off his glove, and that allowed Eli and Cody to score. So Cody will come to the plate here in the bottom of the first with the bases full for the Tigers, 2 outs. So anything hit, base runners will be going hard. It's Graydon Kerr, courtesy running for Caden Heineman at third, with Trenton at first and Trenton at second, Eli at first. And first pitch swinging from Cody, and this one is up over the cage and foul out of play. 0-1 count to the junior Booth, righty versus righty. The Tigers, it's 310 to the poles, 365 to center field. Cody hit one about 355 feet in the second of 2 games. Of course, he's been on a tear. He's hitting 471 coming into today, so he takes ball 1. He's got a team-high 9 hits. 9 runs scored, and 9 runs batted in. That one skips into Warren, who does a good job coming out of his stance to block as Graydon Kerr, who's at third, looked like he was ready to take off on the play. So 2-1 count with 2 down, bottom 1. As Cody spanks that foul down the third base line. Try it again now with the 2-2 count. Cody drew a 4-pitch walk from Roth, who just unable to find his command early. For Taft, being able to get their games in has been important. Curveball misses to Cody. 3-2 count, so a full count with bases loaded. There's nowhere to put Cody Knott, who I think if he does get a walk here, it'd be his first run batted in via a walk. And that one is low, so it is. So Cody now has 10 runs batted in league play, and I believe that is his first from a base on ball. So Graydon Kerr gets the run scored. Tyee Fisher comes to the plate for the second time this inning with the bases full this time. And Taft up 7-0. First pitch is low and away to Tyee. Righty versus righty as Booth throwing from the stretch. And this one hit foul to Coach Hilgers in the third base box. 1-1 count. Coach Hilgers, the co-coach of the year last year at the 3A level in his second season, with Coach King in his 6th year in the first base box. As this one's hit hard into left field as Chase Baker goes after it. It's over his head. It's over the fence!
The big unit says, hey, Mo, we made it. That one just cleared the bases as everything's coming up aces for Tyee Fisher on the Grand Slam on senior night. He's got the Tigers up 11-0, and there isn't a prouder person at the pit right now than Tyee's mama, who's taking photos and cheering her boy on as the next senior, Blaze Kimbrough, comes to the plate. I don't know if he can updo that unless he hits one out of here. Tyee just went yard. Grand slam on senior night. And Taft is up 11-0. Oh boy, he's not going to forget that one for a long time. As older brother Ryland's here, he's got everybody here. As Taft is up 11-0 after the bases clearing grand slam from Tyee Fisher. So Blaze trying to get the next base runner on. He's got a 1-1 count for Jackson Booth, who's trying to get himself back into it after giving up the home run shot that just missed a truck out there. As said, it's 310 to the fence, but it's a 10-foot fence as he goes hard down the left field side and foul. 1-2 now for Blaze. That drove in 2 runs, the first 2 runs of the game. He would come around to score himself. As Taft got 11 runs on the inning. 5 hits. So 1-2 for Booth to Blaze, and this is outside, 2-2 count. As Coach Hilders definitely has a big smile on his face as he goes and gives the low 5 to his senior, who's getting ready to head out to center field. But 2-2 count is now a full count as that one misses high from Booth to Blaze. As that's what they're going to be talking about the rest of the night. Unless somebody can upstage that one. Of course, the Lady Tigers trying to do the same against the #1 team in the state. Blaze goes to right field. Noah Patterson takes a few steps to his left and makes the catch. F9 to finally end the inning for the Tigers. They get 5 hits. They score 11 runs. None bigger than the grand slam from Tyee Fisher. We're going top 2. We'll be back in 60 seconds on your Taft Tigers radio network. Welcome back to the top of the second inning on AM 1400 KBCH, where the Taft Tigers plated 11 runs, capped off by the grand slam from the big unit senior Tyee Fisher. As they're up 11-0 here, top 2. It'll be first baseman or center fielder Foster Evenson at the plate against the junior pitcher Eli DeMello. As he's now in an 0-2 count after fouling off the first pitch. Looks at strike 2 there. On deck is the new pitcher Jack Booth, who replaced Luke Roth. Went 2/3 of an inning before being replaced. This one hit to Fico at third. Two-hopper collects. Here's the throw to Blaze, who makes the catch for out number 1 for Taft. So 5-3, bringing up Jack Booth now. So Taft trying to have a quick game after getting 11 runs there in the first. as that'll be a big deal with innings pitched. Of course, Taft, not the deepest of bullpens this season, showing they've got a deep lineup, though, 1 through 9, with 5 hits there in the first. That one is fouled back by Booth. As Tigers, they had 5 hits and 5 walks, or 3 walks with 2 hit by pitches. Just misses outside for Eli, as Caden does a good job of trying to frame that one for the plate ump, who wasn't buying it. 1-1 with 1 down, top of the second. Eli comfortable throwing from the stretch here, gets him swinging. Chopper back up the middle. Cody hard charging. There's the transfer and throw, and a quick throw from Cody gets the 6-3 ground out to Blaze in time for out number 2, and up comes the freshman shortstop, Andre Combs, who was the starting point guard for the league champion basketball team that went to Coos Bay. He's getting the nod at shortstop, and he's hitting in the 6th spot for Coach Tompkins. 2 down here in the top of the second, and just misses outside. A good spot for Eli to miss, though, as you got to have nerves of steel to let that one go. Of course, just the first pitch thrown. 0-2 count. I don't know if I'd let that one go, though. And that time, he gets it down the middle of the plate, belt high, first strike. 1-1 now to Combs. On deck is left fielder Chase Baker. A little bit of wind moving out from center field to left field right now. This one in on the hands. Combs is able to come inside and take it foul. 1-2 count. As Eli ended last inning with the strikeout, looking from Cade Warren. He's got Combs down 1-2. Pitch, and this one hit again up the middle. Slow chopper. Cody's got to come forward quickly. Here's the throw, and it gets away. Blaze goes to the cage, and Combs is able to come in. We're calling that an infield single, as that one was just a slow roller to Cody, who had to come charging hard, and he had to make a quick throw, and it got by. So Blaze, though, did a good job of coming off first base, heading over to the cage, making sure that Combs stays at first. So Baker now comes to the plate with 1 on and 2 down in the top of the second. As gets him looking outside, strike 1 to Baker. Baker he had 1 plate appearance in last year's game. It was towards the end of the game, and he drew a walk in the playoffs. As Jack Booth and Foster Evenson, the only 2 players to get hits, returning. This one hit to Cody, and he'll just go to Ethan Thomas at second base for the fielder's choice. 6-4 ground out to end the inning, as the Clatskanie Tigers, they get 1 hit. They get 1 left on base, but they trail Taft 11-0 going into the bottom of the second inning. Back in 60 seconds on your Taft Tigers radio network. So here in the bottom of the second inning, the Tigers lead the Tigers. Taft up on Clatskanie by a score of 11-0, and it's the second pitching change of the day for Clatskanie coach Ryan Tompkins, as he brings in center fielder Foster Evenson for Jack Booth. So Jack Booth goes back to third base where he started the day, as Foster Evenson comes in from center field. Luke Roth will head out to center. So, Evenson on the mound, throwing to Cade Warren with Dawson Evenson at first base, Sam Shockley at second, Jack Booth at third, Andre Combs shortstop, Chase Baker left field, Luke Roth center field, Noah Patterson in right field. For left fielder Darius Smith at the plate, as he had an RBI single as Evenson's first pitch misses outside for a ball to Darius. And that RBI single continues his hot streak of hitting for 0. That one went into left field. He's definitely been pulling the ball in a nice spot. That pitch misses low and away. So Darius, who came in hitting .438 in league play, with 8 hits on the season, 7 runs scored. Check swing, and they say he broke the plane for strike 1. 2-1 count for Darius, leading off the top of the second. So Clatskanie with the pitching change here, perhaps recognizing they need to keep themselves in it. So steps off, steps back in, quick pitch. Here's a hit to Booth at third, charging hard, and in time to get Darius Smith out at first base on the 5-3 ground out, first out. So Darius coming in hard, unable though to beat out the throw. So Fico Ramos, who also had an RBI single following Darius's hit of his own, as he sent his over to right field. As the high swing for strike 1 for Fico. As his hit went opposite field in the bottom of the first. And then on deck is Caden Heineman, who also had an RBI single. Gets him looking for strike 2. So 0-2 count for Fico, hitting .385 coming into today. And here's the pitch from Evenson, misses low and away, ball 1. So good eye from Fico to leave that one alone. Spot of wind moving out towards center field. And Fico gets a piece of that, fouls it off into the cage. As protecting the plate there, Caden will pick up the loose ball. As for Taft, some of these young players weren't necessarily expected to take on a big role, but they, due to injuries and players that they thought they would have available that aren't, they've been able to get more playing time a bit early. And a lot of these players that have been put into this role so far have been showing Coach Hilgers they are ready to play. Fico is one of them, along with the man on deck, Caden Hyman. He fouls that one off. It remains a 2-2 count. As a sophomore Darius, who grounded out, and a sophomore Ramos, who's just struck out on the high strike. First strikeout of the game for the Tigers. 2 down for Clatskanie. And the bottom of the second brings up freshman Caden Heineman. And then on deck is sophomore Ethan Thomas. First pitch from Caden in the turf into Warren behind the plate, ball 1. Caden hitting .375 coming into today in the league with 7 hits now. That pitch off the bat, we got to bring it down. It was inside. So it's a 1-1 count instead of a 2-0 count. So Coach Hilgers reminded him, drop the bat, as Foster Evenson just picked up a free strike. So 1-1 with 2 down. Caden coming back swinging, this time down 1-2. So Evenson throwing from the stretch as one of 2 seniors on the roster. This one hit to Booth at third as he takes the dribbler, throws to Dawson Evenson at first for his second out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Taft as Foster Evenson comes in and does his job in relief going to the top of the third. It'll be Taft 11 and Clatskanie 0 when we come back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. You're listening to AM 1400 KBCH with Taft Tigers up against the Clatskanie Tigers 11-0 here in Special District 2 League play. It is senior day for the Taft Tigers as they celebrate the final home game of the regular season for Cody Knott, Tyee Fisher, and Blaze Kimbrough. Tyee's already hit a grand slam today. Drove in 4 runs as part of that 11-run first inning. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters for Clatskanie with Noah Patterson with junior Eli DeMello on the mound. As first pitch low to Patterson for ball 1. On deck is number 9 hitter, the second baseman Sam Shockley, and then it'll be the leadoff man Luke Roth, who is now in center field. As he gets Patterson swinging inside. So 1-1 count now. DeMello with 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Had faced 4 batters. He gave up his first hit, an infield single to Andre Combs. That pitch misses away, ball 2. Eli's been effective here early on, as he's looking to have a short pitch count today, and they were able to pitch in the doubleheader on Friday. As he gets swinging for strike 2 from Patterson, a big cut. So Eli with the 2-2 count shakes that one off from Caden. He's looking for a pitch to get Patterson out with at the plate. He goes fastball. It's hit back into the outfield to Trenton Fisher. Goes to his right, comes forward and makes the grab. F9 for out number 1 here in the top of the third. And that'll bring up Sam Shockley for Clatskanie, his first at-bat of the game. Shockley in the playoff game, the 9-2 Taft win in the first round last season, Shockley went 0 for 2 at the plate, but he did get a hit by pitch. And if memory serves me correct, he scored one of the only 2 runs he did. He scored the first run of the game, or he scored the second run and last run of the game for Clatskanie. So he scored a run in the first, a run in the second, and that was it. That's a ball to Shockley as that one gets away. Eli thrown from the stretch, righty versus righty. 1-0 count. And he gets him swinging, strike 1. Used the fastball that time on the inside part of the plate. Shockley unable to keep up. His father, Eric, is taking photos for Eli on the mound. There's the 1-1 inside. Shockley stays away from it, ball 2. The 2-1 count. Down 11. Clatskanie needs base runners right here. Seems like a play to turn the shoulder in on. A leadoff man, Luke Roth, on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch for DeMello. Hit up the middle. Cody comes across, makes the play. There's the throw to Blaze in time for the 6-3 groundout. And they're now 2 down for the leadoff man, Luke Roth, who comes to the plate for the second time today. He got on via a 4-pitch walk from Eli, but then with a 2-2 count, Roth took off at the plate. Dawson Evenson struck out swinging, and then Roth was thrown out at second base by Caden Hyman as he slid past the bag on the head-first slide. So 2 down for Roth. First pitch, swinging, strike 1. As he missed on the whiff inside. 0-1 count. Top of the third. Eli shakes that one off from Caden. And he comes back with fastball. That one misses inside. Ball 1. So it's been quick work for DeMello so far today. Just the 1 hit through the first 9. As that one gets the upper part of the plate for strike 2 on the upper outside corner against the right-hander Roth. So 1-2. See if Eli goes breaking pitch here. And that one misses low. Good job by Caden to come out of the stance, make the block there, even though no one's on the bases. As the freshman has done a superb job behind the plate, working as a backstop, though not just because of his job catching. And he rings up Luke Roth, looking for the final out of the inning, 3rd strikeout of the game for the junior DeMello. As we go bottom 3 with Taft leading Clatskanie 11-0 back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. Here on AM 1400 KBCH. Coming up after this game at 6:30 will be Portland Trailblazers playoff basketball against the Oklahoma City Thunder at 7:30. Expected tip with Brian Wheeler on the call as we're here in the bottom of the third inning with Ethan Thomas leading off. It'll be the 9-1-2 part of the lineup with Foster Evenson continuing on the mound. Starting Ethan off with a strike, looking 0-1 count, as it was Dawson Evenson, who as a sophomore last season was a third-team All-State selection. That pitch from Foster misses outside, so 1-1 count for Thomas. That pitch inside and high, ball two, as he ducks away from it. For Clatskanie, they had a few players on the All-State list, as they had third-teamers, Dawson Evenson and James Hellman, who are both sophomores, juniors this year. That pitch low and away outside, a 3-1 count for Hellman. Unfortunately for the young man, he hurt himself during football season, missed basketball, and he's missing baseball season. As the 3-1 pitch misses, ball four for Ethan Thomas, who has a sac fly that scored a run in the first, and now he has a leadoff walk. And that'll bring Trenton Fisher to the plate for the third time today here in the bottom of the third. Batted twice in the first inning with a ground out and a hit by pitch. There's the throw to first. It gets past the bag as he's going to take off for second. Ethan Thomas, heads up play there on the overthrow to head on down to second base. So second error of the game as Foster Evenson's throw to Dawson at first, just a tough one for Dawson to make. And Clatskanie also has another All-State selection as Trenton Fisher puts that into right field. Here comes Ethan Thomas rounding third. Here's the play at the plate, and it's not in time. RBI single from Trenton Fisher as he's off at first base, and it's now a 12-0 lead for Taft as Ethan Thomas scores on the sixth hit of the game for the Tigers. Eli DeMello now comes to the plate with Trenton at first base. Cody Knott on deck. As Evenson comes off, but he doesn't throw to first. Trenton gets back to the bag in time. So 12-0 lead. Here is a play to the bag at first. No out as Trenton back in time easily there. It's not getting a big lead. So 0-0 count to Eli. Here's the first pitch to DeMello, and it's outside on the breaking pitch for a ball. So for Clatskanie and Coach Ryan Tompkins, they thought they were going to have three juniors that made the All-State team last year returning. They've got two of them, a catcher and their first baseman, as ball two outside for DeMello at the plate. Eli, he thought he was going to be a little bit higher. He was an honorable mention All-State catcher last year as a sophomore. I mentioned 3 of the 5 catchers in this league were All-State catchers last year. And that pitch hits its mark. Strike one. 2-1 count to Eli. As Warrenton's Jake Morrow was first team. Warren and DeMello both second teamers. 2-1, and it's hit into center field. A solid piece of hitting to go right back up the middle by Eli. His second single of the day as he heads over to first. Trenton down to second. So Eli now has 22 hits on the season as he leads the team in that category. Cody has 2 walks today. So Eli taking a little bit of a lead there in the hits category, as he now leads the team in hits in league play as well with 9. Of course, for Taft, that's a good thing to see those players competing to take those margins from one another. A 1-0 count for Cody. That's a called strike. Belt high across the plate. So 2 on for Taft with nobody out. 1 run already scored on an RBI single from Trenton Fisher. That pitch misses outside just barely. Good spot to miss for Evenson. As dangerous hitter at the plate. Cody with 2 walks today, so he's got 5 walks on the season in the league. Hits this one to Booth at third. He's going to run to third to try and get the lead out, and he does in time. but he's unable to make any other plays as a result of it. He might have had a chance to go for a double play with Eli at second and Cody at first. So it'll be a fielder's choice, 5 unassisted for the first out. Eli's at second, Cody's at first for Tyee Fisher, who, well, Tyee Fisher, he is 1 for 1 today. He has 2 runs scored, and the last run he scored was the biggest. It was the grand slam, taking another big cut. This one is foul. 1-1 count for Tyee at the plate. As Eli will head on back to second base. Cody at first base. Great speed on the bases for Tyee, who's got 4 runs batted in today off that one swing of the bat. That one in the dirt. Warren unable to get to it as Eli and Cody will advance 90 feet. So 2 in scoring position now for Tyee Fisher with a 2-1 count. As one will go down as a wild pitch. Advances the 2 of them. So 2 errors and a wild pitch right now for Clatskanie in this game. And a ball, it gets back to the cage away from Warren, and that scores Eli as Cody moves to third now. So that one I will mark as a passed ball. As coaches may mark it differently, but it's the second run of the inning. Tyee has a 3-1 count at the plate and a 13-0 lead. He can make it 14 or even 15 as we saw. Instead, that one skips to Warren for a walk. So Eli heads to first. Cody stays at third. Blaze comes to the plate with runners on the corners up 13-0. Not sure if we'll see the Tigers elect to steal, perhaps on any wild pitches. As Blaze, first pitch swinging and foul. So Blaze reached via an error in the bottom of the first that scored Eli and Cody, and then he would end the bottom of the first inning with a fly out to Noah Patterson in right field. Here's a throw to Evenson at first base from brother Foster, and tag not in time to get Tyee. A 1 count for Blaze. Pitch is high and inside to the senior southpaw. 1-1 count. That has been one area where Blaze has excelled on the season at the plate, is in bringing batters home. That's always a great spot to excel, too. So he looks at strike number 2, 1-2. In league, Blaze has batted in 6 runners. Overall on the season, he's batted in 13. So the 1-2 with 1 out, and there again they'll go with the check throw to first base. Tag not applied by Dawson Evenson as Tyee got back in time. As Evenson and Fisher both, they played some good basketball games in the paint. This pitch is outside, 2-2 count. Good job by junior catcher Cade Warren to get out of his stance to collect that one, as great speed at third from Cody. He got caught looking on the base pass against Catlin Gable. Blaze gets a piece of it, fouls it off into the cage. Darius will chase after it as the ball's thrown out to Foster on the mound. 2-2 count, 1 down, bottom of the third. Tigers have plated 2 runs here in this third inning to lead Clatskanie 13-0. It's hit up the middle by Blaze, off second bag and off the chest to Sam Shockley, who just couldn't account for the second adjustment off the bag, as that's going to be an infield single. As even if he got that one, he was coming across second base at that time. So that scores Cody not on the play. Tyee gets to second base on time as both Combs and Shockley unable to get to the bag on that, as they're both going after the ball. So Darius comes to the plate now with runners at first and second, with Taft up now 14-0. Foster Evenson from the stretch. Pitch hit hard, third base line, and foul. Darius, he has just been plastering the left field side when it comes to his hit chart, as he was trying to put something else up there. As Eli's got the construction hat on. I don't know if that's the rally hat or what. That's a 1-2 count now for Darius with strike at the plate. On deck, Fico Ramos, as Ethan Thomas led the inning off with a walk. Darius pops this one up. The runners will head back to the bag. Andre Combs will make the catch. Infield fly rule was just called before the catch, but Combs makes it anyways. So 2 down on the pop-up 6. 2 down for Fico, who does have an RBI single here in this game today. Pitch inside part of the plate, strike 1 against the sophomore. So Fico with an RBI single also has a strikeout. It's the only strikeout of the game, and it was to Foster Evenson. Here's the 0-1. That pitch outside for a ball. Blaze at first, Tyee at second. Bit of wind moving from center field to right field. So there's that variable wind we talked about at the beginning of the game. The 1-1 pitch misses low and away, ball 2. So Fico trying to keep the inning alive with another base hit on deck, the catcher. And this one goes to the second baseman, Shockley, who collects. Here's the throw to first, and a little one-hopper is caught by Dawson Evenson at first for the 4-3 ground out to end the threat for the Tigers. They get 2 hits. They leave 2 on the bases, but they score 3 runs in the process, and they now lead by a score of 14-0 as we head to the top of the 4th, where Clatskanie down to their final 6 outs, back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. Welcome back on AM 1400 KBCH, where the Taft Tigers made a pitching change. It'll be the senior Tyee Fisher here on senior night, coming in the top of the 4th inning in relief. So one of the things I talked about in that 3rd inning was perhaps Eli with the doubleheader on Friday against Rainier, that maybe see his numbers stay low, and with a 14-0 lead, Tigers need 6 more outs against Clatskanie for this one to be wrapped up early. So Tyee will get the nod on the hill, and in fact in league play, this is his first action on the season. He has thrown 4 innings on the year. He's got a 1-1 record as well. He's got 5 strikeouts in those 4 innings of play. So a simple 1-8 switch. So Eli heads out to center field, and Tyee comes to the mound. Same defense for everyone else. Caden Heidema behind the plate. Blaze Kimbrough first base. Ethan Thomas second base. Fico Ramos third base. Cody Knott shortstop. Darius Smith left field. Eli now in center, and Trenton Fisher in right field. So Dawson Evenson, the first baseman for the Tigers, will come to the plate here. His second time at the plate. Starts with a strike, just like the first time. He struck out, one of 3 strikeouts for DeMello in 3 innings of work. He had 1 hit and 1 walk with 3 strikeouts. As that one is chopped foul, and it just hit foul, as they're going to have to tell Dawson Evenson he needs to head on back to the bases. As that one hit foul down the third base line. 0-2 count again for Dawson Evenson. He fell down 0-2 to Eli. And his first at-bat, after Eli had issued a 4-pitch walk to Roth, he came back strong with a strikeout first out and a strikeout looking to the on-deck hitter, Cade Warren, to end the first. The 0-2 from Tyee, hit up the middle, but Cody's right there, makes the grab. There's the throw. Blaze makes the catch for another 6-3 ground out. 5 outs left for Clatskanie as Cade Warren comes to the plate for the second time today. The catcher, as we mentioned, honorable mention All-State catcher. Struck out looking to Eli in his only at-bat today. In the playoff game, Cade struggled here at the pit. He went 0 for 3. He went hitless, just 2 hits in the lineup for Clatskanie from that game against Jack Stemple on the mound. First pitch strike to Cade Warren. Of course, Jack, an All-State pitcher last year. Caleb King, All-State center field first team. He was a 4-year All-State member, 3 years on the first team All-State for Caleb. And then Josh was first team All-State shortstop. This one hit to Fico, the one hopper. And another good throw to Blaze at first base. So a 5-3 ground out. As the sophomore, his first throw at third in league play, I was like, a few games ago, I thought, what is Coach Hilgers doing? Since that time, though, Fico has remembered that the throw from first base at third requires a much harder throw than it does from second. He's been shown a good glove and a good arm at the hot corner. 0-2 count for, or 1-0 count for Foster Evenson. 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. As he hits this one to Fico, and this time he's late getting the glove down. It goes under the glove for an E5. We just spotlighted how well he's been playing. So it'll bring up Jack Booth, the third baseman. Jack started the game at third base, and then he came into pitch in relief in the first inning as he went there in that first inning and got 1 out, and then Foster Evenson came back. So Foster at first base. That pitch is inside to Booth, ball 1. So for Clatskanie, if they're going to try and start a rally, this is going to be the time to do it now with the base runner at first. 2 down, though. 1-0 count for Booth. Pitch is outside. Good job by Caden to get out of the stance, make the grab. So 2 freshmen in the game with Caden Heineman behind the plate, and then on deck, the shortstop, Andre Combs. They'll be seeing a lot of each other. Tyee gets him looking for strike 1 on the curveball against Booth, the junior. So Taft came into this league with the expectations of being the top team. They knew Warrenton was going to have a good stable of arms. Warrenton got the 2 wins. As Booth is swinging, he gets nicked, but he was swinging on it, so he's now down 2-2. Fouled it off. We're situated behind it all. Beautiful facilities here at the pit. The all-turf infield, grass outfield. Coach Hilgers wants a turf outfield before lights. Got those lights over at Kurtz's. Can't they just bring him over as Tyee heads off the mound, gets him looking to end the inning. 4th strikeout of the game for the Tigers. They've got 3 caught looking as they strand 1 runner at first base. No hits for Clatskanie, who's down to their final 3 outs. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the bottom of the 4th here on your Tigers Radio Network. It'll be the freshman catcher, Caden Heineman, leading things off for the Tigers here on AM 1400 KBCH. And the bottom of the 4th with Taft on top of the visiting Clatskanie Tigers by a score of 14-0. For Taft, they get through this inning. Clatskanie is down to their final 3 outs. Caden. That one's a chopper back over the head of Evenson. Shockley gets there. The throw is not in time. Caden with the infield single, just a chopper over the head of Evenson, the pitcher. Second hit of the day for the freshman Hindman gets him on first base for the number 9 batter, Ethan Thomas, who has a walk and an RBI sac fly today. He's got 1 run scored. So, because Caden's a catcher, he gets the courtesy runner. Graydon Kerr scored once today for Caden back in the first. He'll head on down to first base. That first pitch to Ethan is low for a ball. So Taft up 14-0 here, bottom 4 for the girls. They're playing the number 1 ranked Clatskanie Tigers in softball. That's a 6 versus 1 matchup on Friday. It'll be a 6 versus 5 matchup against the number 5 ranked Rainier Columbians. If there's been a team that is better than the Lady Pirates of Dayton in softball, it's been Rainier. Out of the frying pan into the fryer for Taft softballs. That pitch misses inside. 2-0 count now to Ethan Thomas. But the Lady Tigers also have a very good squad, as they are expected to go to the playoffs this season, as well as Ethan puts this one into right field for his first hit of the day. Back-to-back singles for Hindman and Thomas, and it gets past the right fielder Patterson and allows Thomas to move up to second, and Graydon Kerr goes down to third on the play. So Trenton Fisher now top of the lineup with nobody out and 2 runners in scoring position after back-to-back hits for the Tigers. They have 9 on the day. Trenton fouls this one out of play along the first base side. And that one just did some damage to a moving car, as he's got the whack-a-mole down. So, again, allow me a public service announcement. This is why you park at the elementary school and then you just walk down to the pit. You probably need the exercise anyway. I do. Of course, the walk up, you can always hitch a ride with somebody who doesn't have a broken window. 1-1 count for Trenton at the plate as that pitch misses. As gets a piece of that one. Foul. 1-2 now for Little Fish, who's got a ground out, a hit by pitch, and an RBI single back in the 3rd inning that drove in Ethan Thomas. So 1-2 for Trenton. That pitch is outside ball 2. Good stab of the glove by Cade Warren behind the plate. As Taft has been hitting the ball very well. 9 hits on the day. They have 50 in their league games previously, and Trenton goes up the middle for hit number 10. That scores Graydon, and Trenton will stay at second, and a long throw allows Trenton to come over to second base on the play. So RBI single scores Graydon Kerr. It's now a 15-0 game, and Taft now with 10 hits today, scoring 15 runs, and they are not done as there's still no outs in the bottom of the 4th. Eli DeMello hits this one to Andre Combs. His only play is to first base, and he makes it for the 6-3 ground out, but it scores a run on the play as Trenton Fisher gets all the way over to third base now, and Ethan Thomas comes round to score for the 2nd time today, and it's now a 16-0 lead for Taft with Cody Knott at the plate. First pitch swinging, pops this one up high. Will it stay in play? Dawson Evenson makes the catch along the first base foul territory for out number 2. As runners has to stay at third base for Trenton. So Tyee comes to the plate now and goes down the third base line with another hit. He's got 5 runs batted in on senior day, as that one brings home Trenton Fisher. It's now Taft 17, Clatskanie 0, as Taft has scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. It's been a big day at the plate for Taft. For Clatskanie, it's been about SATs today, and they just haven't been able to focus on baseball. That pitch is low. Warren comes up out of the stance, blocks it. Tyee stays at first. Ball one to Blaze. As Tyee, we'll see if he continues on the mound in the top of the 5th inning or if Tigers bring in another relief pitcher. As check throw to first base, not in time as Tyee dives back to the bag. So Tyee today has a walk, a home run, and an RBI single. As that one from Blaze takes a cut at it. Strike one. Missing Tyee's 3rd inning hit as Blaze puts that one to Booth at 3rd. He bobbles it on the transfer. The throw, though, is in time for the final out on an F3 throwout. The Tigers, they get 3 hits in the inning. They leave 1 run on base. They score 3 runs. We go into the top of the 5th. Clatskanie has to score 8 or else this one is over with. We'll be back in 60 on your Taft Tigers Radio Network. I'm Eric Ross for AM 1400 KBCH, as podcasts of our games are found on our website at kbcham.com. It'll be the freshman shortstop Andre Combs leading things off. 6-7-8 for Clatskanie as they're down to their final 3 outs. As it won't be Andre Combs, it's going to be River Turk, who will get his first opportunity of the day to hit. As I don't even think I have him in my book. So River Turk at the plate, as starts off with a strike from Tyee, who continues on the mound here in the top of the 5th inning. So the freshman River Turk getting his first look against the Taft Tigers, as that one misses low, ball 1. So River Turk at the plate with Chase Baker on deck. A 1-1 count from Tyee, and that pitch is inside to Turk as the righty looks at ball 2. Coming up tonight at 6:30 will be Portland Trailblazers pregame. At 7:30, Brian Wheeler will have the call as ball number 3 outside. Caden tried to frame it, but that one just wasn't going to happen. Tyee struck out Jack Booth to end the 4th. Looking at a quick inning here. Gets strike number 2 looking to River Turk, and he's got a full count now. As Coach Tompkins down the 3rd base side, Coach Cole Warren along the 1st base side for the Clatskanie Tigers. The 3-2 pitch. This is for ball 4. So free pass issued to River Turk, who heads on down to 1st base, and that'll bring up Chase Baker. So Clatskanie needs, as we said, needs to score 8 runs, or else the 10-run rule will come into effect following this top of the inning. That's what it appears to be at this point. As this one hit, it's fair. Fico has to come forward. He's only got to go to 1st. The throw won't be in time, as the chopper from Chase Baker is good for an infield single. So both hits for Clatskanie today have been infield singles, and that brings Noah Patterson to the plate. And then on deck will be the 2nd baseman, Sam Shockley. So 2-on with nobody out, top of the fifth. As hard cut from Noah Patterson for strike one as Tyee throws a heater by him. So Eli started the day, went 3 innings, quick innings today with 3 strikeouts. Tyee in relief in the fourth, looking for his first out here. That pitch is low to Patterson, ball 1. As Tigers, they've got 2 other seniors potentially to throw if Coach Hilger elects to. Of course, like to see Tyee get out of this little jam as this one's popped up, but it's going to get out of play. But it's now a 1-2 count for Tyee on the hill. So a chance to get Patterson here. Of course, Fico with runners on first and second. He gets something hit his way at third. He'll just go to the bag first. As Thomas is at second base. Cody's at shortstop. Curveball. Misses outside. Ball 2 to Patterson. So Patterson flew out to start the third inning to Trenton in right field. It's been the only action today for Trenton. As that pitch gets away from Caden and the runners don't advance, it went off the catcher's glove. It's a full count now for Patterson. River Turk at second base, either not paying attention on that or playing conservative not to get an out, as Caden's done a good job throwing runners out. Here's the 3-2. It's swung. It's hit up high in the air. Blaze is going to take this one in fair territory and makes the catch on the pop-up to Blaze. So 1 down. Runners have to hold on the base pass. We'll bring up the second baseman, Sam Shockley, for just the second time today. Coach King is coming out on the hill. And I think we're going to see a Tyee for Blaze substitution here. And that's precisely what it is. So we'll have a pitching substitution for the Tigers. Blaze perhaps coming on to close this thing out on senior night so that he can throw in front of Dad and Grandpa and the rest of the family here. So we'll make a quick break here for 60 seconds on your Taft Tigers radio network. You're on AM 1400 KBCH, where you've got Trailblazers playoff basketball game 5 coming up tonight. Following the conclusion of this game at 6:30, we'll bring you the pregame show. So Blaze Kimbrough will continue on the hill now for the Tigers following the substitution, just a simple 1-3 switch. See the first action of Tyee Fisher at first base. Certainly has the frame for it at 6'6", but he's been an outfielder for the Tigers. So here's first pitch from Blaze inside to Sam Shockley with 1 out and runners on first and second. That is a ball to Shockley, the number 9 hitter, and then it'll be the leadoff man, Luke Roth, on deck. As breaking pitch misses for ball 2. So Tyee goes 1 1/3 inning today. He's still on the hook for both base runners. River Turk at second and Chase Baker at first. Just 2 hits allowed so far today by Taft as he gets him looking for strike 1 as the lefty Blaze Kimbrough providing a different look as a pitcher and different arm angles for these Clatskanie batters. So the 2-1 count as he check swing, fouls that one out of play. 2-2 count now for Shockley. Had a 6-3 ground out in the third. In the playoff game, Shockley was 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. As Luke Roth, the senior, is on deck. He's got a walk, was caught stealing, and a strikeout looking. This one a knuckler. It's hit to first. Tyee comes out, throws to Blaze, and he's not there to make the tag, and it will go down. Well, and that might be Tyee being new at first base. Ethan Thomas, they might be saying, Ethan had that play as Blaze unable to get there. As we're going to call that another infield single, so it's the third hit of the day, 2 here in the 5th inning for Clatskanie. And it brings Luke Roth to the plate now with the bases loaded. And 1 out. And a 1-0 count as first pitch misses from Blaze. Comes back, and that one just a little high down the middle of the plate. 2-0 count. With Dawson Evenson, the first baseman, on deck. And again, just high from Blaze. So wants to bring the location down, and that would be good, but it's a 3-0 count, nowhere to put him. As he gets strike 1 to Luke Roth. So with the 3-1 count, Blaze from the stretch. This one hit high into the outfield. Darius turns. He collects, makes the catch. River Turk won't advance from third base on the throw. So it goes down as an F7 flyout, and no one advances on the play. 2 down now for Dawson Evenson as Blaze tries to make sure that this game that goes down as a shutout here on senior night. So Dawson Evenson, the lefty versus lefty, looks at a strike from Blaze. Senior on the hill, junior at the plate. On deck is Cade Warren. As Dawson, a strikeout and a ground out today. Big cut there, down 0-2 now. As he struck out to Eli, grounded out to Tyee, and he'll face all 3 pitchers for Taft. 0-2 with 2 down. Top of the 5th, Taft up 17-0. And a fouled into the cage. We'll do it again as Blaze trying to strike him out to end this game here and bring the Tigers to 9-8 on the season. They will go to 5-2 in league play as they're 2 games behind Warrenton with a game at Warrenton on Tuesday. Curveball misses for ball 1. But a great spot to miss if you're Blaze, as that one just missed outside. So 1-2 to the lefty, Evenson. As the 3rd-team All-State pitcher goes up against the Taft senior pitcher, and he strikes out to end the game on senior night. Taft wins by a final of 17-0 on senior night. If they play again here at the pit, it will be either in a league playoff or as part of the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union state championships for Taft. They've been there each of the last 2 seasons with a 17-0 win today, looking to keep themselves back in contention, not just for the state playoffs, but also for a league title. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with your post-game recap here on AM 1400 KBCH. We're here at the pit where Taft Tigers have finished up a 17-0 victory today against the Clatskanie Tigers, as it goes down as a big one for Taft, as they had an excellent game here. They went up early on in the first inning. They had a grand total of 11 runs scored, and it was capped off by the senior Tyee Fisher and a giant shot that saw him send a grand slam over the left field fence. Look, Ma, we made it. Everything's coming up aces because he just cleared the bases on senior night with the grand slam. Taft goes to 9-8 on the season. Clatskanie goes to 4-9 in league play. Clatskanie is 2-3. Taft is 5-2. As everything from here on out will be road games. On Friday, we'll have a doubleheader at Rainier. First pitch scheduled for 3 o'clock on that one. And then Tuesday will be at Warrenton. And then Friday, May 3rd, will be a doubleheader at Willamina. I believe one of those games will technically be listed as a home game where Taft will bat second in that situation, but it will still be on the road at Willamina. Then May 7th, Tigers will go to Catlin Gable on a Tuesday before making the return trip May 10th at Clatskanie on a Friday for a doubleheader. And then after that, I'm not sure about league playoffs, I should say. The OSA rankings freeze comes up on May 18th at 10 p.m. First round action for boys and girls softball is May 22nd. As we look at the box score, Tyee Fisher, we mentioned it, he went 2 for 2 today with 5 runs batted in, a home run, a single, and 2 walks, as it seemed just about everybody scored tonight. Trenton Fisher is the only player that did not score, but he goes 2 for 3 at the plate, drove in 2 runs. Eli DeMello 2 for 3 at the plate. Cody Knott was the only player not to get a hit. Go figure, their best hit came into the day hitting .471. He goes 0 for 2, but he did have 2 walks and scored 2 runs in the process. Blaze went 1 for 4, Darius 1 for 3, Fico 1 for 3, Caden 2 for 3, and Ethan Thomas 1 for 2. Eli DeMello gets the win on the season. That is his 3rd win in league play. He leads the team in wins in league, as he had 3 strikeouts over 3 innings. Tyee Fisher in relief action went 1 1/3 innings pitched with 2 strikeouts with 1 strikeout, and Blaze Kimbrough went 2/3 of an inning pitched with 1 strikeout. That does it for our broadcast.